South Park has been accidentally creating business blueprints for over 25 years. While most people watch the show because it's funny, hidden within the chaos are 7 business models that have generated millions of dollars for real-life entrepreneurs. And today I'm breaking down all of these models for you, how they appeared in the show, and how you can adapt them into legitimate money-making ventures. The subscription box empire. The Underpants Gnomes appeared in Season 2's Gnomes episode, with what seemed like the worst business plan in television history. Their 3-step strategy was elegantly simple. Phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, VOC. Phase 3, profit. The gnomes had massive warehouses full of stolen underwear and could infiltrate any bedroom undetected. They were completely obsessed with Phase 3 and constantly talked about all the profit they were going to make.
Well, Phase 3 is profit, get it?
But when the boys asked them how collecting underwear actually leads to profit, the gnomes just repeated Phase 2 VOC like it was obvious. The business continues operating with the gnomes maintaining their operations, but their plan remains illogical and satirical. This became the most quoted business reference in South Park history because it perfectly captures every failed startup that focuses on growth metrics while completely ignoring monetization strategy. But here's where it gets interesting. The gnomes were actually ahead of their time. Strip away the theft aspect and focus on the core concept, systematically collecting products that people use regularly and delivering them on a predictable schedule. That's the subscription box model that has created multiple billion-dollar companies. Dollar Shave Club started with a simple idea: collect razor cartridges and deliver them monthly to customers who don't want to think about shopping for them. They sold to Unilever for $1 billion in 2016. The company succeeded because they figured out Phase 2 automated recurring billing, supply chain management, and customer acquisition through viral marketing. Blue Apron, HelloFresh, and dozens of meal kit companies follow the same model. Collect ingredients, package them systematically, deliver on schedule. Birchbox revolutionized beauty products by collecting sample-sized cosmetics and delivering curated selections monthly. The real-world application is identifying products that people use consistently but hate shopping for. Pet food, vitamins, household supplies, coffee, razors, contact lenses. The key is solving the logistics that the gnomes ignored: sourcing products legally, managing inventory, handling shipping, and most importantly, providing enough value that customers willingly pay for the convenience. Subscription box businesses work because they solve a real problem: decision fatigue and shopping inconvenience. People will pay premium prices to avoid thinking about routine purchases. The model is scalable because once you solve the operational challenges, adding new customers doesn't require proportional increases in effort. The matchmaking platform. Butter's Bottom Bitch emerged in Season 13's Butter's Bottom Bitch when Butters paid for his first kiss and then started recruiting girls into a fee-based service, expanding into pimping without understanding he was unknowingly involving prostitutes. He attended pimp conventions for tips, parodying service economies. Butters abandoned the business due to guilt after seeing a relationship with one of the girls, but they kept the earnings with no legal fallout for Butters.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do this anymore. I'm going to be leaving the company.
The episode satirized how people can accidentally become involved in harmful business practices through naivety. The legitimate business model buried in this storyline is service-based matchmaking and relationship facilitation. Dating platforms like Match.com, eHarmony, and Bumble generate billions in revenue by facilitating connections between people seeking relationships. Tinder's parent company Match Group is valued at over $8 billion, focusing on user fees for premium features, subscription services, and advertising revenue. The business model works because it solves a fundamental human need: finding compatible partners in an increasingly disconnected world. The real-world application extends beyond romantic relationships. Professional networking platforms like LinkedIn operate on similar principles, facilitating business connections for subscription fees. Mentorship platforms connect experienced professionals with newcomers seeking guidance. Friendship apps help people find platonic relationships in new cities. The key insight from Butter's accidental business is that people will pay for facilitated introductions when the alternative is inefficient or uncomfortable. The value proposition is removing friction from the connection process while providing safety, verification, and compatibility matching that individuals can't achieve on their own. Modern applications include niche dating services for specific communities, professional matchmaking for executives, and friendship facilitation for remote workers. The business model scales because the platform becomes more valuable as the user base grows, creating network effects that justify premium pricing. The talent management agency. The Crack Baby Athletic Association appeared in Season 15's Crack Baby Athletic Association when Cartman and Kyle exploited addicted infants in basketball games for entertainment value, pitching to EA Sports for video game rights, while satirizing NCAA athlete exploitation. The business was betrayed by EA, who built an orphanage instead.
According to this, you now own all the rights to Crack Baby Basketball and we get nothing.
causing the scheme to collapse while highlighting profit extraction from vulnerable groups. This episode provided devastating commentary on how organizations exploit talented individuals while claiming to help them. The legitimate business model is talent scouting and representation agencies. Companies like IMG Models, CAA Sports, and WME represent athletes, entertainers, and creators, taking percentages of earnings in exchange for career development, contract negotiation, and opportunity creation. Talent agencies generate revenue through commission structures, typically 10 to 20% of client earnings. The best agencies add genuine value by leveraging industry relationships, providing career guidance, and negotiating better deals than clients could achieve independently. The real-world application involves identifying undervalued talent in emerging markets and providing professional development, marketing support, and business connections. This works in entertainment, sports, social media, business consulting, and creative industries. Successful talent management requires understanding market trends, building industry relationships, and genuinely developing client capabilities rather than just extracting value. The business model scales because successful clients generate higher earnings that increase commission revenue while attracting new talent to the agency. Modern applications include managing social media influencers, representing esports players, developing podcasters, and representing remote professionals in specialized fields. The key is providing services that genuinely increase client earning potential rather than just taking percentages of existing income. The boutique farming operation. Tagridi Farms started in Season 22's Tagridi Farms when Randy quit his job to farm Tagridi weed, fighting corporate vaping while his family relocated.
You think I'm just gonna stand around while they destroy my family?
The business expands to products amid industry battles and persists across seasons, surviving threats while becoming Randy's identity, parodying Kraft versus Big Pharma dynamics. Unlike most South Park businesses, Tagridi Farms succeeded because it provided a product people wanted, had sustainable operations, and adapted to market changes. Randy treated it as a serious long-term business, rather than a get-rich-quick scheme. The real-world parallel is the legal cannabis industry, particularly craft cultivation operations that emphasize quality, local production, and artisanal methods over mass-market efficiency. Companies like Tilray generated multi-billion-dollar market capitalizations in post-legalization markets. Cannabis cultivation businesses work because they serve markets that value product quality, local sourcing, and craft production methods over mass-produced alternatives. The industry has created thousands of millionaires as legalization expanded across North America. The broader application is boutique agriculture, focusing on premium products for affluent consumers willing to pay higher prices for quality, sustainability, or local production. This includes organic farming, specialty coffee cultivation, artisanal cheese production, and heirloom vegetable growing. The business model succeeds because it serves customer segments that prioritize quality over price. Premium food products can command 300–500% markups over commodity alternatives when properly positioned and marketed to the right demographics. Modern applications include urban farming for restaurants, specialty mushroom cultivation, heritage livestock breeding, and artisanal food processing. The key is identifying products where quality differences are noticeable to consumers and building direct relationships with customers who value craftsmanship. The viral crowdfunding platform, the Washington Redskins startup, appeared in Season 18's Go Fund Yourself when the boys launched a do-nothing company on Kickstarter using a controversial name, attracting funds via hype while mocking trademark issues and passive income expectations. The business was destroyed after NFL parody raids with the boys returning to school, emphasizing fleeting startup fame. This satirized how startups can raise millions based on compelling stories and controversial branding while producing nothing of value. The legitimate model is crowdfunding platforms that connect project creators with potential backers. Kickstarter has facilitated over $7 billion in pledges, while GoFundMe has raised over $25 billion for personal and business projects. Successful crowdfunding successes like Pebble smartwatches raised $20 million through compelling product demonstrations and clear value propositions. The model works when projects solve real problems and provide tangible benefits to backers. The real-world application involves identifying product categories where traditional funding is difficult, but consumer demand exists. This includes innovative consumer electronics, creative projects, social causes, and niche products that appeal to specific communities. The business model succeeds by taking small percentages of successful campaigns while providing platform infrastructure, payment processing, and marketing tools that individual creators couldn't develop independently. Success requires building trust between creators and backers through verification, project management tools, and fraud prevention. Modern applications include equity crowdfunding for startups, real estate crowdfunding for property investments, and revenue-sharing models for content creators. The key is facilitating transactions that wouldn't occur otherwise, while providing enough oversight to maintain platform credibility. The The specialized service platform. Handicar emerged in Season 18's Handicar, when Timmy started a handicap-friendly ride service with sleds and vehicles, competing against taxis and Uber parodies,
so that you can compete with Handicar's popularity in the marketplace.
while growing nationwide and satirizing gig economy disruptions. Timmy sold to a Musk-like figure for millions, with huge profits satirizing gig economy disruptions. The business succeeded by identifying an underserved market and providing specialized services that existing companies ignored. The real-world parallel is specialized transportation services like Uber Wave, which provides wheelchair-accessible vehicles, or Hop Skip Drive, which focuses on child transportation. These companies serve specific market segments that traditional ride-sharing overlooks. Specialized service platforms work because they serve customer segments with specific needs that general-purpose solutions handle poorly. Companies can charge premium prices while building strong customer loyalty through superior service quality. The broader application involves identifying service categories where mainstream providers create gaps for specialized competitors. This includes medical transportation, pet services, elderly care, equipment rental, and professional services for specific industries. The business model succeeds by becoming the go-to solution for specific customer segments rather than competing directly with larger general-purpose providers. Specialization allows for premium pricing, better customer relationships, and operational efficiency through focused expertise. Modern applications include specialized delivery services, niche consulting platforms, equipment sharing for specific industries, and service marketplaces for underserved geographic areas. The key is identifying customer segments whose specific needs aren't well served by existing general solutions. The niche content creation. Faith Plus One appeared in Season 7's Christian Rock Hard when Cartman formed a band by tweaking secular lyrics for Christian audiences, hitting charts while betting on going platinum amid piracy subplot concerns. The band sold 1 million albums, but Cartman gets myrrh instead of platinum, causing him to rage quit while fans abandon the project. This satirized niche content creation and how specialized markets can generate significant revenue through targeted audience development. The real-world parallel is faith-based media companies like Capital Christian Music Group, which generates billions in revenue by serving Christian audiences with specialized content that mainstream media doesn't provide effectively. Niche content creation works because underserved audiences will pay premium prices for content that specifically addresses their values, interests, and cultural perspectives. These markets often have less competition and stronger customer loyalty than mainstream alternatives. The broader application involves identifying audience segments whose specific interests aren't well served by mainstream content creators. This includes political commentary, hobby communities, professional development for specific industries, and cultural content for minority communities. The business model succeeds through subscription services, advertising revenue from targeted demographics, product sales, and premium content offerings. Niche audiences often have higher engagement rates and customer lifetime values than mainstream audiences. Modern applications include podcast networks for specific communities, online education for specialized skills, subscription newsletters for industry professionals, and content platforms for underserved cultural groups. The key is understanding audience needs deeply enough to create content that mainstream providers cannot replicate effectively. Real-world applications. These business models work in reality because they solve fundamental market problems: subscription fatigue, relationship facilitation, talent development, quality product demand, funding access gaps, specialized service needs, and niche content requirements. The success stories prove that South Park's satirical business models translate into legitimate opportunities when applied ethically and professionally. Dollar Shave Club's billion-dollar exit validates the subscription model. Match Group's market capitalization proves relationship facilitation generates massive value. Legal cannabis companies demonstrate boutique farming profitability. The key insight is that successful businesses often emerge from identifying inefficiencies in existing markets rather than creating entirely new categories. The Gnomes failed because they ignored Phase 2. But real subscription companies succeed by mastering logistics, customer acquisition, and value creation. Each model requires different operational expertise, but they share common success factors: understanding customer pain points, building scalable operations, developing competitive advantages, and maintaining ethical business practices that create genuine value rather than exploiting customers. The ethical adaptations emphasize planning, execution, and customer service, rather than the show's focus on get-rich-quick schemes and exploitation. Real businesses succeed through professional management, legal compliance, and sustainable value creation that benefits all stakeholders. The most important lesson from South Park's business satire is that opportunities exist in every market, but success requires treating business seriously rather than as entertainment. The characters who succeeded, like Randy with Tegrity Farms, treated their ventures as long-term commitments requiring genuine effort and continuous improvement. These 7 models represent millions of dollars in market opportunities for entrepreneurs willing to identify underserved customer segments, develop operational expertise, and build sustainable competitive advantages through superior execution, rather than hoping for magical Phase 2 solutions. The show's greatest business insight is that sustainable success requires solving real problems for real customers while maintaining ethical standards and professional operations. The satirical failures highlight what happens when entrepreneurs focus on quick profits rather than long-term value creation, but the underlying business models remain viable when applied correctly.